So, what was happening in the North during Reconstruction? Reconstruction Part 2. Well, you have the establishment of political machines in the North, city politics in northern cities that were dominated by political bosses such as Boss Tweed. This is his actual picture up here, and these are some political cartoons drawn by Thomas Nast of Boss Tweed. He was active in New York City. He used graft or kickbacks and bribes to make himself and his friends rich. You also have corruption and greed in the Grant administration. Several scandals, the Credit Mobilier affair, the Whiskey Ring, and the Teapot Dome scandal. And you also have a spoils system where political manipulators were getting into office. It was about who you knew and favors being returned. I'll scratch your back, you'll scratch mine, and you'll get a job. It didn't matter whether or not you were actually qualified to do a job in the government. You can check these links on the YouTube playlist for information about Boss Tweed. He actually is in the film Gangs of New York, and there's kind of an interesting clip there. And you can see some clips from the Boss Tweed documentary. In 1873, there was an economic disaster that kind of came along with Grant's handling of some of these scandals during his second term. Thousands of northern laborers were jobless. Paper money was pretty worthless, and so people were calling for a gold standard. And debtors were asking for an inflationary policy. You also have the KKK in the South, again, having pretty big momentum, intimidating blacks and white reformers. They burned homes, flogged people, lynched people to keep them from voting from voting. And that's the end of Reconstruction. So sad it's over. Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's done. Really? What happened?